In a time of universal deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act. George Orwell. Yeah. This is Blood Politics. The only podcast where we don't talk about politics. We be about politics. And our mission statement is to empower, educate, and encourage everyone to speak out against fascism. Speak out against injustice and fight for freedom and equality for everyone. This is Blood Politics, and we ain't stopping till they put us in the grave. We ain't gonna be quiet, and we ain't gonna be scared, and we ain't gonna go along with the crowd. This is Blood Politics.
All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the show. How's everybody doing? Appreciate you joining me. I know everybody suffered through it all last night. I'm sure you couldn't help yourself. What's going on, chat? What's up, Yakov? What's going on, Chris? Appreciate you guys. Welcome back. It is the 25th of February, 2026. I'm Boston Brian. This is Blunt Politics, and I do appreciate you for your time, your energy, your passion, your aggression. Thank you to everybody over there on this space as well. Thank you to Matt. Thank you to the mods over there. And obviously, thank you to the best chat on earth right here at Blunt Politics. I appreciate you guys. What's up, Dane? What's up, Tina? First and foremost, thank you so much to everybody that showed up to the VIP Zoom last night. We kind of had like a semi-watch party. We were watching the State of the Swamp. We were watching the People's State of the Union. Obviously, we dove into a little bit. We couldn't help ourselves to kind of check out the state of the disorder that was going on by Donald Trump. And boy, do we have a lot to get into as it pertains to that. Some reaction to that, my opinions, my thoughts on the whole thing. Some different aspects of what we saw, what we didn't like, what we expected. We'll be getting into all of it as well. But let's say we bring in the chat. What's going on, guys? Like I said, what's up, Yakov? What's up, Blunt Front? Love that name. That's a good name. It's a good name. I appreciate that. What's up, Evie Zond? How's everybody over there on Twitch? What's going on, Twitchies? Appreciate you guys. Make sure you throw in them bits. Make sure you see if you can get that hype train going over there. Thank you to Alyosha and Andrea for everybody keeping it safe over there. I appreciate you guys. Thank you to everybody on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, the whole nine yards. I appreciate you, all of you. What's up, William? What's going on, everybody? What's up, Dyslexic? What's happening? What's up, Chris? Appreciate you guys. What did you guys think? What did you guys think? What did you watch, actually? We'll start off with that. What's up, Slacks? Appreciate you, my man. Thank you for starting it off. Congratulations being here for 20 months. Love right back to you and all the Bryantologists, my brother. Appreciate you. All good. All good. No problem. It's don't worry about it. That's why we have them every month. We have them every month. That way we can, in case you miss one, you can always hop on to the next one. So very much appreciate everybody that showed up. It was obviously a discussion, a discussionary moment that we had with all of the ins and outs and the ongoing shenanigans pertaining to the state of disorder, the state of the delusion, state of illusion, state of the union, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, let's see if we can dive into just a couple things today because we got a lot to cover. Not a lot of time to do it. But did you guys see this? Obviously, this has obviously been talked about before, but people are looking at this picture from last night. Let me throw this up on the screen for you guys. Look at this. Check this out. You know what I mean? It just gets more sloppy by the day. You know what I mean? It's just, let me see if I can zoom in on this. I mean, it just gets sloppier and sloppier by the day. It's like they just dip his hand into some fucking goop and just wipe off where they don't want it to be like seen on his hand. You know what I mean? Like, what in the fuck is that? Like, no blending at all. Like, I'm no makeup artist, right? I'm no fucking makeup expert by any means. But don't you want to, like, blend a little bit? Isn't there, like, a couple different colors you could use to, kind of L'Oreal that shit into his fucking skin? Or am I just, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know. Ladies in the chat, let me know. Or anybody that knows anything about, about makeup. What is happening there? I mean, we already know he's got a bruised hand. So at what point do they think we're, like, not noticing the makeup? Do they think we're like, oh, the bruise is probably gone, but he just loves the makeup on his hand at all times? Like, what do they actually think they're getting by on us with this? You know what I mean? You think we're not going to speculate? You think we're not going to be like, oh shit? Like, typically not something you'd see a president have is his hand dipped in fucking makeup. Jay says I'm a makeup artist, and that is bad. That is bad. You know what I mean? And I appreciate you chiming in, but I don't even know if it takes a makeup artist at this point. We do appreciate your expertise, obviously. But good Lord almighty, what is happening on that? I mean, he was gripping that thing so tight last night. I'm sure the bruising got even worse. But it was as expected. It was as expected. Lies on top of lies, fear, division, accruing more power, the awarding of the medals that we always, the State of the Union is pretty much known for at this point, that they knew that they were going to do. It was pretty much a shit show all the way around. There was some great moments. Like I said, we were watching also the People's State of the Union, the State of the Swamp as well. So shout out to the people that were running those live streams and those events. And everybody that participated in those as well. They had some pretty high profile people. I know Robert De Niro and a bunch of senators and stuff were also speaking at these events. There was people outside of the Capitol. There was people on the street. So again, shout out to everybody that was protesting in whatever way they found fit. But, just a couple other moments from this that I wanted to kind of dive into before I talk about. And, I'm sure some people are going to get their panties in a bunch when I bring it up. Kind of the lack of cohesion with the Democrats, right? Some didn't show up, some did show up, some decided to speak out, others didn't, some stood up, some didn't stand, you know what I mean? So we'll be getting into that. Axios has a couple good articles that they were talking about. We'll be talking about Ilhan Omar also speaking out against Donald Trump in here. So we'll be looking at those clips and kind of the reaction to it. And also, just a few clips from Trump as well. But let's start off with this one. This was something that stuck out to me right away, which was kind of right in the beginning as the worst and most corrupt administration, cabinet, fucking people you want to call them, whatever you want to call them, entered the chambers here at the State of the Union. I want you to take a look at what happened, right? I want you to take a look at Howard Nutlick, right? And how, like, nobody wants to talk to him. But then you take a look at somebody that did shake his hand. I want you to recognize who did shake his hand. Check this out.
The minority leader, Hakeem Jeffries, had said if you can't behave.
So, yeah, this is them all coming in. And look at, yep. So there's the Republican side shaking his hand. I want you to notice one thing, though. There's going to be a guy right above me. And we'll wait, because check this out. You check, who's this?
Lindsey Davis, you talk with Democrats.
Who's he going to get a handshake from? And keep watching this guy just above me, because he knows Nutlick is coming. He already saw him coming. He turned his head. We watched and replayed it last night. So he knows he's coming. He wants no part of a handshake with Howard Nutlick. Okay? This guy is going to do everything he fucking possibly can to not shake this guy's hand. Who's behind him, though? Chuck fucking Schumer. Chuck fucking Schumer. You think Chuck's going to shake his hand? Let's check it out. I'll get out of the way so you can see it a little bit more clearly. Again, Chuck in the background. Keep watching the guy in the foreground as well.
Leaders tonight who said they thought that
oh, yeah, nice. There you go. Isn't that nice? Let's get a picture for all time for that one. Let's wrap that one up in the history book. Let's look. The leader of the fucking Democrat Party here, right? The Democratic Party's leader sitting here shaking hands with a guy known to have lied to the fucking Congress, known to have lied to the American people, known to have brought his kids to fucking Epstein's Island years after he said he disassociated completely with Epstein and the crimes had already been known to the public. That guy is now getting a nice handshake and a pat on the back here. I mean, again, we're talking optics in this moment. You got to know that fucking optics is a thing. You got to know that people are going to be taking pictures and cameras are going to be there. Like, this is what I'm talking about, a lack of a plan, a lack of cohesion. But keep watching the guy, and excuse me for not knowing his name, but the gentleman in the glasses, right? He keeps staring straight ahead, not going to give Nutlick the time of day. Look at him. You see him look at him? You see him glance over? Like, you ain't getting shit from me, buddy. Look at the look. He knows he's coming. He knows he's there. Looks at him. Fuck you. Ain't getting shit. And, of course, he's going to get one from fucking Roberts there. You know what I mean? That's no surprise as well. But, I mean, just these little things, these little fucking things that would go a long way. And we talked about it a great deal last night. When we don't have the Senate, we don't have the fucking House, we don't have the Supreme Court, we don't have the presidency, we only have a small amount of options afforded to us in which we could fucking make a point, in which we could get our ideas out there in the opposition to what's going on out there. And this would have been a fucking great moment, and a great, great moment. This would have been to show everybody that's watching, all these fucking cameras, where you stand. Tell this guy to fucking beat feet. Tell him to fucking pound sand. Don't even fucking raise your hand, your eyes, or your head to this cocksucker. How about that? Or at the very least, do what the guy in the glasses did. And forgive me for not knowing his fucking name. Because he did the right thing. He knew he was coming, knew what he was about, knew the situation, knew the context, and said, absolutely not am I turning around to give this guy a fucking handshake. Right? So, again, fucking, we'll have to write a strongly worded letter, apparently, to that. Here's another one of the moments that stuck out to me. And again, we're not going to go through too many of these, so don't get your... don't get your knickers in a bunch there. So this is just one of the more ridiculous, egregious, disgusting, despicable moments that I saw in one of the, the many ceremonial moments in this aspect, where he was giving a World War II vet the Medal of Honor, awarding him the Medal of Honor. Basically, at the end of it, Donald Trump said that he himself wanted to afford himself or give himself the Medal of Honor, but was told he couldn't. I mean, just to even bring this up at the moment, at the State of the Union, where he's trying to recognize, or the country's trying to recognize, the sacrifices made. I mean, this guy's, I believe he said he was 100 years old, makes him stand for about 2 minutes, and then at the end of it says that he should have got the fucking Medal of Honor, and he deserves it. Like, talk about fucking disgusting, above and beyond all the other lies, again, all the other fucking bullshit, the demeaning of the Democrats, all that and fucking nonsense. I mean, just these moments he couldn't get right either. He can't even get these fucking moments right. Okay, these free lunches that he's given, a free fucking car wash immediately to have Donald Trump drive right into a mud puddle by bringing up the fact that he wanted to give himself the highest military honor that we bestow upon people. Typically, and I would venture to say, for the majority of the time, posthumously, right? Not while the person is still living. Of course, there's living legends out there. But I would gather, and I don't know the numbers on this, so please correct me if I'm wrong, but I would put my money on it that there are more posthumously awarded medals of honor than there were people that were still alive and kicking. If I'm wrong, correct me in the chat, but I'm going out on a limb, and I'm thinking that. But to have this a guy that dodged, what was it, 7 drafts? Had 7 deferments to dodge the draft to get into Vietnam to serve this country because he said he had bone spurs. That guy's going to say he deserves the highest military honor that we bestow upon people that sacrificed and showed in a time of complete fucking, disaster and chaos, honor and grit, aggression, like lack of self-care, lack of fucking preservation for themselves, only so they could go into, harm's way and save people, or, whatever it may be that they did to get this award. And this motherfucker is going to sit here and say that he's going to award it to himself. Listen to this. Listen to this fucking nonsense and tell me if this doesn't fucking piss you off.
Thank you, Royce, and thank you, Eric. I've always wanted the Congressional Medal of Honor, but I was informed I'm not allowed to give it to myself, and I wouldn't know why I'd be taking it. But if they ever open up that law, I will be there with you someday. But
and again, everybody, just like he was joking about the women's team, right? Just like that was just a big joke. They're gonna tell that was a joke, right? No, it was the president of the United States, dead fucking seriously, but people laughing at it to make it seem like it was a joke, saying that he's willing to award himself the highest military honor that we have in this fucking country. A guy that, again, 7 deferments, bone spurs, suckers and losers, didn't want to go to the cemetery, to visit the World War I veterans. All of the things that we know, that he's disparaged John McCain, the USS Iwo Jima in, I believe, 2017 on a trip to Japan. He had the USS Iwo Jima hidden from sight. The USS John McCain. My apologies. The USS John McCain hidden from sight because it had McCain's last name on it. Not thinking about that there's soldiers and sailors on that ship that are very fucking proud to wear the uniform, that are very fucking proud to be on that ship and want that ship as fucking front and center as possible. Only to have Donald Trump and his administration send over a memo saying that you got to keep it out of sight. We don't want to see it because of the disparaging things that Donald Trump has said about John McCain, because John McCain being a war hero, being shot down over Hanoi, spending time at the Hanoi Hilton, being fucking tortured to a point where it destroyed use of his arm, and then going on to mock John McCain for not being able to use that arm to the fullest of mobility. Again, that's the respect or lack thereof that Donald Trump has for our veterans. And to see this type of shit, and again, nothing against this gentleman here, nothing against this gentleman here whatsoever. Not the point I'm making. If anybody's getting that misconstrued, this is 100% about Donald Trump. Absolutely. I hope that's coming across in the arguments there. But to say that he in any right deserves or would in any point, if the law changes, he says, award himself the highest military honor we have in this country is fucking disgusting. Is absolutely fucking disgusting. Right? And it's these situations, and I brought this up a lot last night in the Zoom, it's these types of situations that the Democrats were going to find themselves in. And they're going to, like, what was it the last time? We talked about it last night. Oh, the young kid at the last State of the Union. Like, okay, so if you're going to go in there, if you're showing up as Democrats, most Democrats decided to do, you're going to not stand for anything. Okay, are you going to stand for this? Are you going to stand for the kid? Are you going to stand for the other awards? Like, at some point, you're going to have to stand. Otherwise, you're going to give them the opportunity to do exactly what they did last time. And again, going into that, I wanted to bring up this because this is the bullshit I'm talking about, guys. This is the bullshit that I'm talking about. We only have so many ways in which we can fight back right now. We only have so many fucking, weapons in the kit. We only have so much ammunition right now that we could use. And this high-profile State of the Union should have been fucking used. There should have been a coherent plan by the Democrats, all Democrats saying we're either going to do one thing together or we're going to do this thing together or nobody shows the fuck up at all, okay? That way we don't find ourselves in this stupid situation where some people go, some people don't go, some people stand, some people clap, some don't. Like, it's ridiculous. And again, the Republicans are dumb as shit. But they know in the State of the Union should be well known enough that there's going to be these ceremonial fucking bits in it where if you don't stand up, you're going to look like an asshole. Okay? I don't care who the fuck you are. You don't stand up for a kid with cancer that wants to be a cop. You look like an asshole. You don't stand up for a 100-year-old fucking war veteran getting the Medal of Honor. You look like a fucking asshole. Okay? And that gives everybody the ability to start, making the conversation about everything else other than the lies that Donald Trump was telling. Okay, so every motherfucker, in my opinion, either shouldn't have shown up or should have walked the fuck out with Al Green. And again, respect to fucking Al Green, as we'll see here in a couple of clips. But this is Democrats, this is by Axios. Democrats warned against unforced errors at State of the Union by this fucking spineless dickbag here. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries is making one final push to shut down any flashy displays of protest inside the chambers during President Trump's State of the Union address. You fucking punk. You weak prick. Use the moments you have given to you, afforded to you by the moment, where we don't have power, where we don't have control, and you're bitching and fucking complaining about that. Use the moments that you do have. Be a leader. Get people together. Do something in unison. Make the fucking country know that we stand together in opposition to what we're seeing in this fucking government right now. That's what an opposition party does. You oppose what the fuck is happening, and you oppose it together. In unison. That's how the country looks at you and says, oh, shit, they do mean fucking business. Not a single one of them showed up, or they all fucking turned around and showed their backs to Donald Trump, or something. Anything. I don't give a fuck what it is. You know what I mean? Frustrations are still lingering among House Democrats over the last year's speech, which was repeatedly disrupted by yada, yada, yada. They go on to talk about how effective it was. But again, to sit there and say that we're going to have decorum, right? We need to have decorum. Fuck you and your decorum. How about that? You can stick your decorum straight up your fucking ass. Again, I'm sick of going in circles and doing the whole 1 mile track while our opponents do a half a mile and cut through the fucking infield and beat us to the finish line every time. And then they get the same thanks and congratulations, the same powers, if not more, than we would have got doing the same fucking deed by the rules. Okay? So if we got to start bending some fucking rules, if we got to start breaking some fucking rules in the betterment of this fucking country, as opposed to the fascist fucking takeover of this country, then so fucking be it. Okay? So fucking be it. Again, they want to fucking get down and dirty. I'm ready to play in the fucking mud. Okay? They want to play in the mud. I'll dig a fucking trench underneath that puddle. I don't give a fuck at this point. I'm done. I'm fucking done playing Mr. Nice Guy. It's over. If we're not going to use these fucking moments, to the best of our ability, to the most political advantage, then you're fucking up. You're screwing up the moment, and you're not recognizing where you're supposed to be. To sit there silent with your fucking thumb up your ass isn't telling anybody anything about being an opposition fucking party. And that's just that. So fuck you and your decorum. Okay, I'm done with it. Bend, break, snap the rules if you got to. Shout out to fucking Al Green for at least making a stink. Shout out to fucking Ilhan Omar for at least making some of a stink. But again, that's secondary. That's just kind of like I don't even know. I'll give that a golf clap at this point because the fucking whole thing was botched. There should have been a coherent plan, a concise, coherent fucking plan between all fucking Democrats, a walkout, a no-show, something. Okay? And we fucking didn't meet the moment at all. We failed to meet that fucking moment. And again, God bless the fucking 2 or 3 individuals that did give us the clips to at least suggest that somebody was speaking out against something that fucking Trump was saying. And then there's this one too. The fucking dickbags. Speaking about the leadership. Dems defy own leaders by relentlessly disrupting State of the Union. And again, here's Rashida Tlaib and Ilhan Omar, where again, they were correctly pointing out that Donald Trump had killed Americans and had Americans killed. So fucking shout out to them. Thank God that somebody was able to speak out. But again, I'll reiterate, that's a fucking golf clap moment in my point, because at that point, people are tuned out. People didn't give a fuck. It was the longest address in history. You know what I mean? So anything that should have happened from the onset. Anything that should have happened in the first fucking 2-3 minutes. That's it. Other than that, you lost it. It's done. Okay. And then they get you by the balls when you don't stand again for the medal awards and fucking, this award and that award. Talking about this kid and this survivor and shit. You look like an asshole. You need a concise plan so you don't get caught up in those fucking moments. You know what I mean? Almost from the moment Trump entered the House chamber Tuesday night to deliver the State of the Union address, Democrats began to disrupt. It only deteriorated from there. Again, I don't know, Axios. I think they're kind of giving the Democrats far too much credit. I didn't see this like from the onset huge disruption. I didn't. I saw these ladies speak up. Absolutely. I saw Al Green speak up. But again, for the hour and 40 something minutes, I think they completely fucking missed the moment. So even Axios here is giving them way more fucking credit than I'm willing to give them. Tuesday's disruption came despite House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries repeatedly telling his members behind closed doors not to repeat the widespread disruptions that Trump faced last year during his speech of joint session of Congress. Fuck you. Dumb ass, stupid ass fucking plan. Dumb ass plan. This is the moment that we needed right here that we should have utilized. And again, it took people doing the People's State of the Union and the State of the Swamp and all the people, again, to come together, to give a coherent message. Was the leadership doing that? Were the politicians doing that for the overwhelming majority? Absolutely fucking not. They weren't. Ahead of Tuesday's speech, Jeffrey sternly dismissed Axios' reporting that protests were still likely to occur despite his instructions to the contrary. Like he's got the chokehold over them. Like he's going to be like, okay, please don't speak up against this rapist. Please don't speak up against this fucking guy that's had Americans killed in the streets in broad daylight. Please don't speak up against Jeffrey Epstein's best friend and the guy that's now taking down the economy in this country is responsible for, again, the eradication of fucking research into kids' cancer research. You know what I mean? And we can go down the list of all these fucking different things. Let Doge into our Social Security, into our most fucking, important information that we have in the database stored there, whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? I don't pretend to be a professional on it, but I know they shouldn't have been looking at it. And I know I don't want my personal information in the hands of those fucking bastards. I can tell you that much. So you don't need to be a pro to understand that. Jeffrey's spokesperson did not immediately respond on Tuesday night because he knew he looked like an asshole, right? Green held up a sign reading "Black people aren't apes," referencing again when the president of the United States posted a picture of the former president and the first lady, who both happen to be black and as apes and monkeys. Remember that? Is that something we should sit quiet for? Is that something we should sit on our fucking thumbs and just kind of let him roll? Just let him fucking spitball out there, Hakeem. That'd be great. Keep shaking hands of Lutnick there, Chucky boy. Doing great on that front. You fucking morons. Eventually, Green was escorted out of the chamber by a House Sergeant at Arms staffer, and I continue to say it's not even that moment that is the most, the most helpful, the most beneficial. It's the press that he gets afterwards. It's the interviews that he gets, and that's when he gets to tell the American people how much Donald Trump lied about what he was saying, how much that the Republicans don't give a shit about the American taxpayer in this country. That's the beneficial part. So you cause the ruckus, you cause the stink. You get fucking escorted out. You get that news coverage. You get those clips. And then you get on the Sunday news. You get on the nightly news. You get the interviews afterwards. You know what I mean? You go on the podcast. That's when you get the information out there. So it's a two-part thing you got to do here. It's not just a disruption. You got to fucking tell people why you're out there disrupting as well. You got to make sure you get the message across, right? So again, like we talked about, and we'll look at here, Rashida Tlaib and Ilhan Omar were also, I think I have that. Which one's that? Is that, oh, here's Al Green. Here's Al Green. So again, in case anybody, again, I don't blame you for not watching it, but if you didn't watch it and you're curious what situation we're talking about, let me throw this up on the screen. This is Al Green's disruption here. On the top, you can see, clearly that he's got, looks to be a scroll. I think it says "Black people on apes," and then down the bottom half of the screen, and I'll hop out of your way, is going to be the moment during the State of the Union in which he was holding that sign up. You can see Mark Wayne Mullen come up to him and try to snatch it out of his hands. That racist bastard. I mean, talk about having a bad look, being a white guy at the State of the Union, trying to snatch a sign out of a colored guy's hands. A person of color's hands. My apologies on that one. A person of color's hands to after the president of the United States had mocked and posted this racist, bigoted post about the former president of the United States and his first lady. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous that you would have that as your optics. Like, you want to be snatching that out of his hands. That's what you're going to have. And again, I think that I'm not sure if they have music on this or if there's just no sound whatsoever and they took it out. But again, you can watch down the bottom where Mark Wayne Mullen tries to snatch it out of his hands there. Look at him. He can't. He's not even quick enough. Al Green's too quick for him. Al Green's too quick. He chaps back. But again, just a sick moment. And then again, they end up escorting him out. There was actually another moment after this, I believe, where another one of the senators or Congress people there. Let me see here. I think I go on. Let me see. I think they side of the screen, Al Green getting up. I don't know if you can see my mouse, but here he is down here. Watch, and then you can see here he's getting shit. Who's this guy? Is this Mike Lee? Is this Mike Lee? Let me know if anybody recognizes him. I know it's tough to tell from this angle, but I think it's Mike Lee who also tries to snatch it out of his hands and actually does grab it. See him grab it. And I think that has one of the more, more concerning pictures or more, what do you want to call it? More popular pictures coming out of that night is the picture of, is it Mike Lee? I don't know. I didn't get a name on that, so I don't want to continue to say his name. He's a douchebag anyway, so screw him. But looks like Mike Lee grabbing that sign out of his hands. And there is a picture. Somebody snapped a good picture at that moment, which I'm sure is going to go down, as one of the good pictures of this night, one of the pictures remembering this night. But yeah, that's Al Green here again, doing the proper thing, doing the right thing, even though again, so it should have been way more, teamwork here involved. There should have been way more. Everybody was involved in this. You know what I mean? All Democrats should have been involved. And once he got up and once he walked out or was escorted out, everybody should have walked out right behind him. You know what I mean? Some plan should have been in place here. And there was none. Well, there was. And that was to, again, sit silent, which is just absolutely ridiculous. And again, at least Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib at this moment in time here didn't let Donald Trump get away with the lies that he was telling at the moment. So this is, again, the clip of Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib heckling Donald Trump as Aaron Rupar describes as going full fear-mongering white nationalists. So let me play this play it at the beginning, and here we go.
That is why I'm also asking you to end deadly sanctuary cities that protect the criminals and enact serious penalties for public officials who block the removal of...
And she's saying, you have killed Americans. You have killed Americans.
...criminal aliens, in many cases, drug lords, murderers all over our country. They're blocking the removal of these people out of our country, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
You can see she says, you should be ashamed of yourself. And again, they give this whole thing is just kind of ridiculous in my eyes as well. You know, the getting up and cheering every fucking 2 seconds and the standing ovations every 3 seconds. Like, give me a break on this. I mean, it's just all nonsense to me. Maybe I just don't get it in the procedures and the ceremonial pomp and circumstance and shit like that. But to every sentence, everybody, one side stand, other side, just shut the fuck up, all you do right by the people. Shut the fuck up, and how about that? You just do your jobs. Of course, that's not going to happen with this administration, but that's what I'd like to see happen at least. But she was questioned after by Wolf. I think she was on with CNN here, and she says she was asked, "Hey, do you have any regrets about what you did? Because you basically defied Hakeem Jeffries' kind of strict and direct order to kind of hold decorum." And she says, "Absolutely not." Absolutely not. So standing on business, at least, Ilhan Omar about her outburst, what was, again, golf clap at the very least. So let's see if we can, this is a short clip here.
CNN reported before that speech that the House Democratic leader, Hakeem Jeffries, advised your caucus, the Democratic members, to either skip the State of the Union address or sit there in silence. Should you have just boycotted the address? And do you think you violated the guidelines set out by your own leader?
No, I think it was really unavoidable. The president talked about protecting Americans, and I just had to remind him that his administration was responsible for killing 2 of my constituents.
And I'm curious, did that stay silent request from Hakeem? Does that take into account the ceremonies? Does that take into account the Medal of Honor recipients? Was there clear and concise instruction about what to do in that moment so we didn't look like assholes? Because it seemed like people didn't know what to do. And in certain moments, you know what I mean? Which again is giving people ample opportunity to be like, oh, as fucking Trump did, you know what I mean? Just like this moment right here. And we'll go back to that. But he says here, he adds this moment and he says, stand up if you believe we should protect Americans above illegals, as he says in quotes there. And Democrats refuse to stand as posted by End Wokeness. Okay. But this is one of the moments that I'm talking about. Guess what? If Democrats weren't there, this wouldn't fucking happen. They wouldn't have this opportunity. He never would have got this shot to do it. If all the fucking seats were empty and all the Americans were looking at all empty seats there from all of the fucking Democrats that should be there, this wouldn't have fucking happened, right? Or if they had walked out in the first 2 minutes, or if they had walked out with Al Green, this wouldn't have happened. These moments wouldn't fucking happen. And to not recognize that these are going to take place and that you're going to have to make the decision on what to do here, you know what I mean, is again, totally missing the moment. And you can see in this is just real quick, but he utilizes the fact that he knows the instructions that Hakeem Jeffries had given the Democrats.
If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens.
So, and listen, I don't give a fuck what he says. I know it's a bunch of bullshit. I know it's a racist, bigoted fucking trope. I understand all of that. But again, it's being widely used as political propaganda to suggest otherwise by media outlets, by outlets that people watch. You know what I mean? You may not watch them. We might not give a fuck about them. You don't care about them. But Americans do watch this shit, whether it be Fox or the other fucking junk that we talk about. They do. You know what I mean? So to even have this opportunity, to afford them this fucking opportunity to these dirt bags is fucking inexcusable. Inexcusable in my estimation. You know what I mean? It shouldn't fucking happen. They should have never been there in the first place. Or again, a concise, coherent message that everybody was on board with should have been exploited, should have been fucking enacted. Whatever it may be. You know what I mean? I can continue to say it, but it's ridiculous the fact that we're sitting here on a Zoom call and we have better ideas and it makes more sense what we're talking about than anything that we're seeing carried out by these fucking politicians. And again, here's another photo of Al Green outside. You know what I mean? And this is what it leads to: more people talking about it. It leads to more discussion, more interviews, more pictures, more coverage, right? So again, good on Al Green for at least taking the moment to defy the orders and stand up for what he believes in, stand up for his constituents, and stand up for this fucking country. You know what I mean? And there was also the moment where the U.S. men's hockey team came out, and obviously the goalie was given the highest civilian award that we could afford a civilian in this country, which I mean is just, recognizing them, one thing, but awarding them the Presidential Medal of Freedom, or one of them, is just come on, what are we doing here? What the fuck are we doing here? Which is why I want to play this response to, again, give the women's team a lot of fucking credit. And again, I'm really disappointed as a Bostonian, as a Bruins fan, in Swayman, in McAvoy. It's just inexcusable. It's just, what are we doing here? And again, as a lot of people have fucking rightly mentioned, McAvoy should better not show his face to another, LGBTQI event or, Pride event or anything that he was known to showing up to a couple times. You know what I mean? So what's the point here if you're going to go shake hands with, party with, Jeffrey Epstein's best friend, the guy that on so many different fucking instances has denigrated and demeaned women on egregious levels. Even if we're not talking about anything that he's done as a president, I mean, just talking about his past before he was a fucking so-called politician should be enough for you to be like, I'm just thinking, somebody affiliated or associated in any way with the rape of little kids, you'd think that would be enough for the PR person of the fucking men's hockey team to be like, maybe we should think twice about this. Maybe we shouldn't be so gung-ho, right? Maybe we shouldn't laugh hysterically at the joke made at the expense of the women's team, right? Considering they won gold and they busted their ass and they fucking had, gave their blood, sweat, and tears alongside the men's and fucking helped build up the men and stayed with the men. And like I said yesterday on the show, if the men actually respected the women's team and they actually cared about the women's team and there was actually this fucking close affiliation, right? And they were so closely, associated during this event, then they would respect the women's decision, right? And they would be like, listen, if they don't feel comfortable, it's got to be for a reason. Either they don't feel comfortable around the fucking dirtbags and scumbags that we're going to be here, or they don't like the message that it's going to be supporting, or both. But in that regard, if the women don't feel comfortable, neither do we. And we're going to support the women in their decision not to go, and we're going to go out with them, and we'll celebrate together. Fuck these fucking government officials, the head of the director of the FBI. We don't give a fuck about them anyway. They had nothing to do with this. But the women were by your side. They did fucking sit there and cheer for you and applaud, right? They did make you feel welcomed, and they did show camaraderie to the fucking men's team. So what a good way it would have been to show, in response, how you feel and how much you respect the women and their decision to not show up to the fucking White House or to do something with the women to support them and uplift them. But no, that's not what happened. So I just want to play this because another great response from the USA women's team here, and this has been making its way around. So I just check this out, and I think this is very well put, very well said, and I have no notes as far as this is concerned. Check this out.
To send a military plane to pick us up now, we would refuse without hesitation. Refusing the invitation isn't just about scheduling conflicts. It's about not accepting that the gold medal we earned with blood and sweat is being used as a tool for politicians to avoid trouble. You've all seen that video. The president, in a call with the men's ice hockey team, publicly said we have to invite the women's team too. If they aren't invited, I believe I'll probably be impeached. Listen to that. This isn't an invitation. First of all, we won the gold medal on the 19th, and it wasn't until 3 days later during the president's call with the men's team that he casually mentioned inviting us. In contrast, the men's team received a personal video call from the president on the day they won, along with a chartered White House plane and priority invitations. And us? We didn't even have time to adjust our schedules. This is just for show. Secondly, there's the difference between the men's and women's teams. We can only take commercial flights, check in our own luggage, and handle all the check-in procedures ourselves, with no one supervising us the whole time. Meanwhile, the men's team has dedicated personnel and a medical team with them. This is a blatant denigration of women's sports. We're both trying to win glory for our country, so why should we be just dispensable decorations? We've always said that sports have nothing to do with politics, and we will never allow them to be used as a political gimmick. Even if the White House offered to send a military plane.
So again, well, I don't know if that's AI or real, but it's a fucking hell of a way to respond to this, and it's spot on. In every sense of the word. Every sense of the word. No, I mean, that's, again, but you would think, Ian, that these people that, again, is otherwise a good guy, that advocates for mental health, that's an adult, that has a fucking mind of his own, that can control his legs, that can control his thoughts, that has a PR guy and a manager, would be fucking have enough common sense to say, maybe I shouldn't be associated with what's going on in the government right now. Considering, again, the Americans that were just shot dead in the streets by the fucking armed Gestapo, the armed security force of the fucking president of the United States. Or, again, the ongoing cover-up of the Epstein files. The ongoing, again, denigration of the fucking survivors of the Epstein files. Not even letting them have a meeting with the victims of the Epstein files. Violating the law signed by Donald Trump. That all of this shit was supposed to be released by December 19th. And then they were supposed to adequately fill in Congress as to why they redacted the shit that they redacted. And it had to line up with the law that was signed, again, by the president of the United States. And it was not. Above and beyond the 34 fucking felony counts. Above and beyond the sexual assault of E. Jean Carroll. Above and beyond the 2 times he went on to later defame E. Jean Carroll after he sexually assaulted her. Above and beyond the grabbing women by the pussy comment without consent. Above and beyond the comments about, his daughter, about her breast and her ass and wanting to have fucking sex in common. Above and beyond the comments on Howard Stern about going backstage at the pageants to go see underage girls naked because he's the owner and he can do it. Above and beyond saying, to that woman who had her daughter on the escalator that he'd be dating his daughter, her daughter in about 10 years or 7 years or whatever the fuck he said. Right? Above and beyond the boat parties with all the underage girls in New York in the late 80s and early 90s. Above and beyond the 7 or 8 times, or, who knows how many times he was on the flight log on Jeffrey Epstein's plane. Above and beyond the times that he lived no less than a fucking driver's distance away on a golf course from Jeffrey Epstein's place, no matter if it was in New York City or West Palm Beach. I mean, could we keep going in all of these instances that should have been fucking enough for these people to say, nope, all set, motherfucker. If you want to appreciate the congratulations, you can appreciate the congratulations, but that's as fucking far as it can go. And they had goddamn enough time between the phone call and the celebration and the time where they had to fucking show up to Washington to be like, you know what, this probably isn't the best fucking idea. Okay? Maybe we shouldn't be doing this. And shout out to the 5. I will say, shout out to the 5 that didn't show up. Okay? But I will say it's kind of a half. I'll give them half credit. And I made this point last night on the Zoom where it was like, unless it is accompanied by a statement against what this government is doing and why, telling us why you didn't show up, you're getting fucking half credit. Because for all I know, your kid was sick. For all I know, you had a fucking business deal. So I'm not going to give you credit for not showing up if you really did want to be there. I don't know if those motherfuckers did really want to be there or not. So unless there's statements accompanied saying, no, we chose specifically not to go for this reason, and speak out for this reason, then they get fucking half credit at the best, at best. And that's just my opinion. You guys can think differently if you want. But again, just very disappointing to see people that play on your team not have the common sense, not have the awareness, and care more about, I don't know what even, I would like to say money at this point and not screwing up the bag, because if you do speak out against what's going on, you have a big chance of screwing up your career, screwing up your life. But obviously it's the moment is far too important to care about that instant in this instance. You know what I mean? It's just, we need now. And like I said, the men's team would have got far more respect from far more people had they declined this invitation rather than accepting the invitation. And to say that it's not political and then to go on and take pictures with, fucking Caroline Leavitt. Again, the main liar in chief for this administration. Quite literally, the job is detailed as you have to fucking lie to the American public if you want that fucking job. And that's the person you're going to take a picture with and then tell us not to get political on it? No, eat it, choke on it. I don't give a fuck. That's stupid. That's fucking moronic talk. That's bullshit. Okay? It was political the second Kash Patel, the guy that wrote a children's coloring book about the fucking dear Lord and Savior, the Fuhrer Donald Trump, the guy that is still now actively lying to the American public, to Congress, actively lied under oath to Congress about evidence suggesting Donald Trump's involvement in the crimes in the Epstein files, along with Pam Bondi and the rest of them. But the second that happened, and the second that, again, the phone call from the fucking president went any further than just, hey, congratulations, and then you guys went on to make fun of the women's team. And like they said, it wasn't until fucking 3 days after that anybody even mentioned a trip to the White House for the women's team. Not until the men's one were the women thought about. And even when they were thought about, it was fucking, secondhanded, a backslap and fucking a compliment or whatever it was supposed to be. They're calling it a joke, but they knew what the fuck they were talking about. They knew what the fuck it meant. And it sounds like people were trying to make, they're trying to take the audio out, and there was 2 people that said, there was one guy that said absolutely, and there was one that was saying 2 for 2, 2 for 2, right? Wait, what? What am I, too blue? Am I blue dabba die today? Because I can turn the light up. I think I turned it down last night for the Zoom. But if I'm too blue, dabba tell me. Let me know in the chat, because I don't want to be too blue. You know what I mean? The fucking world makes us blue enough at this point. It's dark? All right, hold on. Now you're going to make me get up. Give me a second. Yes, dear. I'm turning up the lights, dear. I'm turning up the lights, dear. I'll be right there, dear. How's that? A little better? Any better? I don't know. Let me know. Can't be any worse. I know that. Any good? I'm glad we went 45 minutes into the show before anybody told me that. Appreciate it. Awesome. Oh, no. But yeah, shout out to the women's team, and again, shout out, half credit to the five that didn't show up. And again, until I found out why they didn't show up, they get that half credit. But it was exactly as we expected, right? It was exactly as we expected. You would have got more truth, facts, detail about what's going on in this country by watching either the State of the Swamp or, again, the People's State of the Union. You know what I mean? The speakers there were giving you more truth, more facts, more detail about everything that you're facing right now than anything that you heard at the State of the Union. So it would have been more beneficial for every Democrat to say, you know what? We're not showing up to that bastards thing, and let's show up and again, show up to the opposition things that are going on. Let's show up to the counter programming, and either sit in the audience as support, or we'll speak ourselves and lead this charge, whatever it may be. There was better ways, to say the least, in which we could have handled this situation. It was disappointing, and I know I'm not the only one. I think we were we were all kind of on the same plane last night, thinking about and looking at what the fuck was taking place, and again, the lack of a coherent, like, they just looked like a team. That's all. Just look like a fucking team. Look like you all think the same way, at least about child sex trafficking, right? At least about pedophilia. At least about the rape of children. At least about a fucking 34-time fucking felon. If not, you know what I mean? At least on that. Can we? Right? Does anybody think we were going to learn anything? And I think something I heard from Mark Kelly said he wanted to, he wanted to show Donald Trump that he wasn't scared. And it's like, well, fucking, why are you making it selfish? Right? Why are you making it selfish? And I understand that to a point. Believe me, somebody that's as stubborn as I am can absolutely understand not wanting to get pushed out of somewhere, wanting to show, defiance. But it seems to me awful fucking selfish. And again, how does that point get across to the camera and to the people? While you're sitting, doing nothing, silent, while he spews lies. How does that? I don't think that message gets across the way you think it was supposed to get across. And I have all the respect in the world for Mark Kelly. So, don't take this with a grain of salt, but it's like, on one hand, I understand showing defiance and wanting to say, hey, you're not running me out of here. I do. But that message is pretty selfish in that moment, right? I mean, considering what Trump has put Mark Kelly through and labeling him one of the people that were, treasonous and telling the military to defy orders, above and beyond everything else. You know what I mean? It's like, just that message isn't going to come through like that. You're just sitting there listening. That's all that looks like to me. You know what I mean? You didn't protest. Nothing happened. So you were better off not showing up and showing your defiance that way. At least that sends a clear message. Hey, Mark Kelly doesn't fuck with this. Mark Kelly isn't fucking going to show up to this nonsense. He doesn't support this in any way, shape, or form. But again, to have so and a lot, there's a lot that were there. There were a lot that were fucking there. So I don't understand. For the life of me, I don't understand how people thought that they could just go to this and treat it like another event, and nobody was going to talk about it. Nobody was going to speak up about it. Like, what is an opposition party at this fucking point? If not to oppose everything. Like, what was the line by the guy that's half dead now? What the fuck's his name? The guy that fucking freezes up. Why can't I think of his name? We were talking about him last night. The guy that's pretty much carried to his car now every night. Good grief. Why can't I think of his name? Mitch McConnell. Thank you so much. Yeah, Mitch McConnell. Like, what was his line where he said, basically, our goal, our fucking entire plan is to block everything the Democrats try to do. Every policy they try to put in place, every law they want fucking enacted, we're here to block it. We're here to stop it. Every Supreme Court justice they want appointed, everything. Right? Paraphrasing, of course, but I'm pretty sure that was pretty close to what his exact fucking comment was and his exact plan was. Why are we not doing that? Why are we not fucking, again, fighting fire with fire? I'm tired of playing by the rules and decorum and treating every moment like it's normal. And if we just make it through this moment, then we can fucking do something, this, that, and the other thing to fight. No, fuck that. Use all fucking avenues afforded to you to get your message across to the American people, to let people know, hey, fuck this guy. We don't stand for this. This is ridiculous what's going on in this country. This is the most corrupt, bar none, by far, exponentially government that we've ever seen in the history of this fucking country. The most damaging to relationships all over the world, to our allies, to people, to trade partners, right? All over the world, the most damaging, the most destructive that we've ever fucking seen. Threatening Greenland, just trying to destroy NATO, the threats against Mexico, the tariffs that he's, placed on this fucking country, the defiance of the Supreme Court that he brought up blatantly last night. Like, this is not normal fucking times, people, and you cannot have a normal reaction. So call me fucking hyperbolic, say you don't like me criticizing Democrats. If you can't handle it, the door's right there. I'm fucking sorry. Okay? The door is fucking right there. You want to continue to fucking get stuck in this fucking hamster wheel of bullshit and nonsense and fucking non-action, then the door is right fucking there. Feel free. Okay? I'm sure there's a few more people that are getting introduced here, and I'd like to make it well known. I don't fucking hold back. I don't sugarcoat, and nobody's going to fucking be left out of the fucking firing line, okay? Everybody's got a target on your back if you fuck up. If you're not doing the right thing by the American people, for the American people, and doing what the American people want, you can fucking catch it too, okay? I don't worship any fucking man. I don't worship any politician. I have a flag or shoes or underwear for Biden or Democrats, okay? So do the right fucking thing or you're going to be fucking catching it too. Okay? Everybody can catch them hands. You know what I mean? And just to make it fucking blatantly clear in this position, I don't give a fuck. It's crazy that we're not meeting the moment in this period in time. It's fucking crazy that we're not using the small things that we're afforded, these moments that we have that are a fucking gift to us, that are a free lunch for us to show the world, to show the fucking people the business that we mean. And how defiant we are, and how much we're going to stand up for them. And what do? Well, no, we got to sit there with your fucking hand up your ass, with your fucking mouth silent. You know what I mean? Don't sit, don't start, don't do nothing. Just sit there like a fucking bump on a log while the president rants and raves like a fucking lunatic and lies at every turn. Nearly fucking falls asleep at the lectern, grabbing on for dear life. Gritting his teeth like the fucking Adderall still hanging out of his nose like he didn't get it all on the fucking 14th try. So fuck that. Fuck that. Sorry. Not sorry at all. You know what I mean? And this is, if you need a fucking shining example, right? I mean, if you need a fucking shining example here, like what are we doing at this moment in time here? Chuck Schumer and shaking hands with Lutnick? Like, get the fuck out of here. Stop it. Come on. These are the moments in time where you're supposed to show the people you're not going to stand with these pedophiles. You're not going to stand with the people lying to Congress. You're not going to stand with the people lying to the American people. You understand the severity of the moment. You understand the severity of the crimes that they're now covering up. And that ain't showing it right there. That's not fucking showing it. That's showing incompetence. That's showing ignorance. That's showing I don't care about the moment. That's showing I don't mean whatever fucking strongly worded letters I send. Okay? Because you don't act like it. And I'm sick and tired of this bullshit happening. It's happened before, too. We've talked about it in, like, the black tie events that happen and all these fucking politicians that are so angry and yelling at each other and fucking, calling out each other until they get at these parties where they're all buddy-buddy, sipping champagne together, shaking hands, laughing and fucking chuckling it up. Fuck you. How about that? Fuck you. I don't chuckle it up with Nazis. I don't chuckle it up with fucking the Gestapo. I don't chuckle it up with these fucking people trying to now strip us of our rights that are supporting what ICE is doing. Fuck ICE, fuck Donald Trump, and fuck anybody that supports him. Again, to make the message and the point clear here. And that's absolutely the message that should have been sent last night, if not explicitly. Hold up a goddamn sign that says, fuck you, Mr. President. How about that? You degenerate pedophile protector. Release the files. Something. God damn. What do you guys think? Am I off? Am I right? Am I wrong? Do you hate me? Do you love it? I don't know. Again, I don't do it to impress or to gain favor with anybody. This is the shit that I truly believe. And again, because I have no ads, because I have no sponsors, because I have no financial backers of this show, I take no money from fucking people that are willing to control what I say. There's nothing hidden behind a paywall. All of my content is free. I can freely say this shit. And I hope to continue to run the platform just like this with the help and the support and the contributions of you guys that are watching and feel the same way. And find a home in this chat with people that feel the same way. that can understand your grievances, that can understand your gripes and what you want to see done. So when I ask for $1 or $2 on Venmo, anything above and beyond that above you is totally up to you. $1 or $2 on Venmo, I don't think it's too much to ask for. You know, signing up for a YouTube membership for under $3 a month, heading to the Patreon, check out any of the 3 levels there. That's it. Other than that, you can do the super chat, super sticker in the YouTube chat, bits on Twitch. That's the way to support this show. Nobody's changing the way I say. Nobody's changing my opinions. You know, I'm not telling you that this fucking square here, or this square. Jesus Christ, I'm losing it, Bri. I'm losing it. What are you gonna do? Circle, I meant to say. Jesus Christ. I wonder if it would fit in a square hole. You think this would fit in a square hole? But this hasn't changed my life. Like, I'm not going to hold up some random mattress or some random cup or some magic drink and say, hey, you got to buy this for $97.42, or else, you know, something's going to happen to you. You're not going to get, the next bit of information. Or, hey, send me your $5 so you can see my next video. It's really important. It's the most important video I've ever done. But if you don't have $5, you can't watch it. That's ridiculous. The moment in the moment in time we're in is too important to be hiding important information and crucial information that people want to see behind a fucking paywall. So again, if anybody has the opportunity, if you're in the financial position to do so, and only if you're in the financial position to do so, I do not want you robbing Peter to PayPal. I do, yeah, to PayPal. I don't want you, again, taking from other aspects of your life that you need this money. If you need it and it's, it's already going somewhere, stop it. Share. You can like, you can subscribe. Those are all free things to do, and it helps the channel just as much. But if you do find yourself in the position, think about reaching out if you do find some bang for your buck here in the old Blunt Politics Chatsky. But we got a few minutes left. I do appreciate you guys, as always, for everything that you guys do for the channel. Hopefully that, a lot of people are feeling the same way. I have seen a lot of people already kind of coming out with the same, I don't want to say, not rhetoric, obviously, because nobody kind of puts it like I do, but everybody has the same sentiment. Everybody kind of expected more from one side, and it was exactly what we expected from the other. A lot of instances to call out, a lot of stuff to talk about. We do have our show coming up later tonight at 8:30 p.m. here on the East Coast, and then 5:30 on the West Coast. So we'll be talking more about, obviously, the Ukraine, what's been going on in Ukraine. Obviously, yesterday being the 4-year anniversary. We are now in the 5th year of the war in Ukraine. So that's something we'll be talking about. Obviously, what we're looking at as far as the war in Iran, any action taking place in Iran, and then obviously any kind of news stories, any other things that you want to be talking about that happen from now until then. We'll be discussing them tonight on another episode of the Blunt Politics Podcast. So again, if you missed this, if you're watching this late, check us out tonight, 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 on the West Coast, right here on Blunt Politics. I do appreciate you. That's also on Facebook, Twitch, and also on Instagram. So I appreciate all the new Instagram followers that I've received over the last couple of days from that video. I think we're up to, 17,000 at this point. So I really do appreciate everybody, hitting that follow button and everybody that's coming to the family here. Really do appreciate it. So hopefully we can turn that into some more viewers here on the podcast. Hopefully we can turn that into some more eyes on, some more information getting out there. That would be fantastic. So again, if you guys utilize Instagram, if you guys utilize Facebook, if you guys are on, Twitch or Instagram, please share the show out, talk about the show, throw it in a couple chats. If there's any other podcasts that you watch, throw the name of this podcast in the chat, have people come over here and listen, see if we can get some collabs going with some people. I'm hopefully going to reach out to some people that have some recent follows from the video that I did the other day. So maybe we can start connecting with some people, some great people in this space. That would be fantastic. But, it's only with the help of you guys, and you guys continue to share the show out. And your contributions and watching the videos and sharing the videos and the shorts and stuff like that, that people get to see it, people get to watch it, and then people get to come over here to the podcast. So again, to the mods, all of you guys are fantastic. Well, no matter what platform you're on, you guys have really had my back this entire time, and I can't thank you for being there for me. All of your help, all of your support, your kind words, all the work that you do in the chat, not only in my chat but other chats. Another thing that we have to recognize: a lot of these, a lot of the mods are mods for multiple other channels, and they keep the chat safe, and they make sure that these accounts can continue to function the way they do. So all of you guys are fantastic, and you guys all deserve a big round of applause and a pat on the back for the work that you do. It is selfless. It is shitty work. A lot of the times you don't get to pay attention to the show and you're dealing with the chat, obviously. So again, it's just, I'd like people to give thanks out to the mods that make this show run. And again, obviously to the people in the chat. You guys have just been absolutely fantastic at every turn. Just again, the support, the kind words, you guys sharing the show out, making sure that people, know about the show has been a real blessing. It really has. So again, if we can continue this, upswing here. We can continue on our way to 20,000 subscribers. I think we're only a couple away from 16. I know it's a big jump from 16 to 20, but hopefully at some point they start coming a little bit quicker. You know what I mean? A little bit more rapidly. So again, share the show, share the show, share the show. I really do appreciate you guys. I'll see you tonight, 8:30. I think I'll kick it over to Jeff over on this space. Thank you to Jeff Waldorf and Matt and all the mods over on this space. Really do appreciate you guys for all the hard work that you guys put in, the coalition that you've put together. So I'll send it to you guys over there. Stay tuned here in the Blunt Politics chat so I can make sure to reach out and say thank you to everybody that sent in a gift or anything. So I'll kick it back over to this space. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, mods. Take it away, Jeff. Appreciate you, brother. All right, let's get into thanking some fine, fabulous individuals over here on the old Venmo side of things. Thank you guys again for all your help. I know we got some pretty, I don't know, what do you want to call it? To the points that we make here. But again, if I was to kind of sway my opinions, if I was kind of change my beliefs and, kind of sugarcoat it for the podcast, that wouldn't be me, right? That wouldn't be blunt politics. That wouldn't be, it wouldn't be my thoughts. So again, like it or hate it, these are my thoughts. These are my opinions. These are things that I'm saying to try to better this country. I am not trying to bring it down at all. I am not trying to say by any stretch of the imagination that the other side isn't the clear and, a blatant enemy, and that there isn't a definite good and evil and a definite good and wrong side of this at all. So don't get it twisted. But again, the things that you love, you're willing to criticize. I've always believed and I've always been told. So I will continue to criticize the things I love to make them even better, to make them the best that I know that they can be. Right. So that's hopefully the goals, if that makes it a little bit more clear in this instance. But I just want to say thank you to V. Thank you to Veronica. Very much appreciate you, Veronica, for the 5 over on Venmo. Thank you so much. You put in a little lobster emoji right back at you. Thank you, Roxanne. I totally agree with you, says Roxanne. Right on, Roxanne. Shout out to you. Thank you so much. Thank you to Yakov. Appreciate you, brother, for the 20. Oh, you're amazing, dude. You're amazing. Let's fucking go. Keeping this fight going. You're amazing. Good to see you last night. Appreciate you bringing the little one as well to say hi. Hope everybody's well down in the area in which you were checking on last night. I don't want to give away any information, but I hope everybody's well still down there. Christopher as well for the 420. Love you, brother. Slava Ukraine. Heroyam Slava. Right back to you. Thank you to Anthony. I really do appreciate you as well. Let's see who else we got. Christopher. We got Candy. Oh my goodness, Candy. Oh, Candy, you're amazing. Candy sent in $100 on Venmo, which is just unfriggin' believable. She says, for the fabulous hockey rant. Well, thank you. Thank you so much, Candy. I really do appreciate it. I know, a lot of people, like I said, I think half of Canada has followed me in the last couple of days, and I think half of the United States has unfollowed in the last couple of days. Again, mostly in probably 99.9% right-wing people, yeah, it has caused a stir, this whole hockey situation. And again, it's just something that really sticks in my craw, being a lifelong sports fan. Again, hockey being the sport that I love, that I played the most, that I grew up loving, watching, and passionate about. It's just, it's sad to see. It's terrible to see that, again, at this moment in time in 2026, that we still have people ignorant to the situation. Just completely fucking ignorant to the moment and what's taking place in this country. And to see them being, hometown, local people is even more disheartening. And I'm sure a lot of people are feeling similar ways. Even if you don't watch or follow hockey or sports in any way, if you find out they're from your town or play for the team that represents your, state or area, then, I'm sure you feel some type of way. So Candy, bless your heart. Thank you so much for the 100. That is absolutely fantastic. Shout out to you in a major, major way. I can't say thank you enough. I really can't. So Claudia, thank you so much as well. She says, fuck Trump. Amen. Right back at you, Claudia. Second that. Noted. Absolutely nothing to add to it. Very much appreciate the 5. Thank you so much. Throw that right in the swear jar. I needed it today. Thank you so much to Moms as well for the suggestion, and the hope that our side will be doing armpit fires during the State of the Union. I think that was from yesterday. That one was from yesterday. That was a good one. That was a good one. I don't know where that popped into my head, but thank you for everybody in the last couple of days. Suzanne, Karen, Christopher, Roger, Belinda, all of you guys are fantastic. Mark, I can't thank you enough. I really can't. So appreciate everybody on Venmo. There's also Cash App and stuff. So if you look and search out that, but again, I'm not going to go too far and throw in 35 billion things on the screen for you. It begins too much. There's too much. But let's start it off today on YouTube with Bobby Slacks. Shout out to Bobby Slacks. Thank you so much for everything, dude. As always, not only your contributions, your viewership, your support, but also being here for 20 months, man. Can't thank you enough for that. Love to you, brother. Love to all the Bryantologists. And again, ditto, 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 right back at you. Thank you to Elizabeth. Democrats should have walked out mid-speech. But again, even mid-speech is too late in my eyes. And again, I get the sentiment, and I'm right there with you. But even mid-speech is far too fucking late. Like, not everybody's watching that whole goddamn thing. Half a speech, mid-speech would have been what? 90 goddamn minutes? Well, I mean, how long did he talk? 2 hours, 17 hours, 43 hours? I mean, the guy was up there for fucking eternity, right? So we're talking about, if we're talking nearly 2 hours, and we're talking an hour into the speech is mid-speech, 45 minutes, you know what I mean? Like, that's far too long into that. We need the statement right off the bat. We need them empty chairs, very visible to everybody watching right off the bat. Or again, a statement and a mass walkout, turn your back, face the other way. I don't know, face the other way the whole time. Again, something. Anything. That's what we're just asking for something. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I have the answers, but something. The answer is definitely something other than what the fuck took place. I know that. And again, the main takeaway is definitely the lies, the delusion, the division, the fucking power grab from Donald Trump and all the lies that he spewed. Again, don't get it twisted. Don't get it fucking twisted. Okay? Just to make sure we're still on the same page here. Elizabeth, thank you so much. Jackie, thank you so much. Been a member for 6 months, and I can't thank you enough for being here. I really can't. It just means the world to me that people sign up and watch the show and listen to what I say. I know I'm just I'm not anybody. I'm just a regular guy with a camera and a microphone and some opinions. So again, to have the viewership and to have built the community that we've built here is really special. It really is to me. So thank you, Jackie, for being here for 6 months and being a part of that community. Thank you, Annette, as well, for the 5 and the super sticker. Very much appreciate you guys. Anybody that contributes to the community is a G to me. So thank you, Annette. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you here, Unfortunate Altar Boy. What's up, brother? What's going on, my man? Thank you for the 20. And they wonder why somebody wants to check out our check to take him out. So wait a minute. And they wonder why somebody wants to check our check, take him out. He deserves everything he gets. I'm not sure, but I do appreciate. And shout out to you, my friend. Hope everything's well. Hope everything's going well with you, in the old personal life as well. But we appreciate you being here, part of the community, in the contribution, obviously. Hope you're having a great day. Thank you, JD. Shout out to JD for the $5 profanity bonus. As always, JD's profanity jar. I'll throw that right in there, my man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to the Nickel sisters for being here for 19 months. Jess and Danny, keep up the amazing work. Your voice is needed. Thank you so much to you guys. And what movie did you watch last night? I hope it was a good one. I appreciate you guys. And they missed out on the Zoom. But they got locked in. They said they got locked into a movie, and I can appreciate that. So thank you, Annette, again for another super sticker. Very much appreciate that. Thank you for your contributions. And then again with the Nickel sisters, back to back here. Sorry we missed a Zoom last night. See, I told you they missed a Zoom. Sorry we missed a Zoom last night. Love you're amazing. Love you. You're amazing. Your voice is needed. Thank you for standing up for the voiceless. So happy to be a part of your show and part of the Lobsters. Love you. Right back at you. And I'm just busting your chops, guys. Thank you so much. You guys have been there from day one, and I can't thank you for all the support and everything. So again, you still haven't named the movie though. I got to be the judge of this. What's going on, Carol? Appreciate you. Thank you so much for the 5. Shout out to you. Mods here are wonderful. Yes, they are. Absolutely. I couldn't agree more with you. I got very, 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 very lucky. I am very fortunate to have the kind, the generous, the brilliant, the hardworking, the determined, the passionate mods that we have here. And again, that are affiliated with a bunch of different accounts and a bunch of different channels. I don't want to make it seem like, this is the only time that they contribute to this society here. It's not, because they do so much work for so many other people as well. So thank you for the recognition. I appreciate that, Carol. Appreciate that. Good shout out. Thank you, Jenny Faye. What's going on, kiddo? How are you? Your blunt rants are worth the price of admission. Keep it up. I hope so. Because you never know how they're going to be received. Not that I give a shit. But I'm not trying to be sitting here speaking to myself at some point. I know that. So Jenny Faye, I appreciate you guys sticking around. I really do appreciate you, thinking on the same wavelength as I think and putting up with my shit. I really do. So shout out to you. Hope you're well. Let me know if you need anything. Thank you, Kyle. Good to see you last night, brother. Thank you for being here for 23 months. Best number on the planet, 23. Let's fucking go. That's been my number forever. A good 23 months. It has been 23 more. Yes, here, Kyle. Appreciate you, my man. Another guy that's been around for a long, long time here, supporting this community in every way, shape, or form. And I can't thank him enough for his support. Please tell Piper, Piper the pup, I said hello as well. Give her a bone for me. Give a bone for me. Thank you so much, Kyle. Appreciate you. Thank you, DPD. Boston Brian, have you ever thought of running for office? No, I actually had to delete a comment on that video that was going, I don't want to say viral. I hate the word viral. I don't know whatever is consistent of viral, but I think 1 million views in a day might consist of that, even though I'm not going to say it. But anyway, I had to delete a comment that asked me, or that said, I think, what did it say? Boston Brian for president or BB for president 2028. I was like, wait, whoa. Don't even joke around about that type of shit. What are you, crazy? What are you, crazy? I don't know. I don't know if they'd handle it. I don't know if they could handle it. Or I don't know if I could go through like an entire campaign speech without dropping an F-bomb or two. So I don't know. I don't know how I'd even get my I don't even know how I'd get my campaign on the nightly media. But I appreciate it. I appreciate the kind words. Thank you, DBD, for all you're doing. Thank you so much for your 6 months, your being a member. It really goes a long way. And again, I'm half kidding. And no, to answer your question seriously, no, I haven't. I don't know if that's something that would fit my, I don't know, fit my personality, my style, or you know what I mean? If it comes down to it, who knows? You know what I mean? Never say never. Never say never, I guess. But thank you so much to everybody for your contributions today. I appreciate you guys as always. Really, without you guys, it would be nowhere. I think that's pretty self-evident. I think I'd be speaking to a microphone and a camera by myself. But again, it's only with the help and the support of you guys that this channel is able to grow, able to be here, that we can put our opinions out here without fear of retribution or retaliation. Because again, I do not give a shit. I don't. I think if this was to cross the president's desk, if this was to be posted to True Social, I'd be the happiest clam in the sea. Okay? Let him see this shit. Please share this out enough where this fucking White House sees this podcast and gets to hear the shit that I say. I would be so grateful if that could happen. Because I do believe, and I know for a fact that all of us here are on the right side of history in speaking up about these things and continuing to fight back and again, utilizing the moments that are afforded to us, like the State of the Union and the eyes that are on the State of the Union, to get the message out there, to get the point across, whether it's just complete and total opposition and, a boycott, or, sit there and make a statement, mass walkout, mass protest, mass disruption. I don't care if you brought tomatoes, oranges, and fucking fruit to throw at the guy, right? I'm telling you, bend, break, gnaw on, stick the rules straight up the Republicans' ass at this point for all I care. We're going to fight fire with fire. We're going to play dirty. We're getting in the fucking mud, and that's that. I'm sick of, again, doing the full fucking 1 mile while they get to do a half a mile and fucking pat themselves on the back like they just won the race. I'm done with it. So again, I'll see you tonight before I take up too much of your day. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I'm Boston Brian. This is the Blunt Politics Podcast. And again, we'll be on tonight, 8:30 here on the East Coast, 5:30 on the West Coast for another edition. We're on 2 hours tonight, so a little bit longer than the broadcast this morning. So appreciate you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. And again, hopefully at one of these points, I'll have an outro that actually makes sense. It's about a year old at this point, so it's almost like my Christmas lights. Typically, we didn't take our Christmas lights down to like June, July. So I'm working the exits the same way. So, all right, I'll see you tonight. Appreciate you guys. Stay loud, stay proud, stay aggressive. Keep your head on a swivel. Make sure you stay safe. All right, I'm Boston Brian. I'll see you later. Oh, happy birthday, Betty. Where's Betty? Betty Boop. Where are you? Looking for you, Betty. I see Regina. I see Baldana. I see Jerry. Jerry Manda. What's that name? I'm a clam digger. What is it, kid? What are the cheers? I appreciate you being here. I'll thank you, Sparklers. Thank you, guys. I know you guys always come to the end, and I apologize. Parts of the show is kind of overlapping, but it was an affiliation with this Danny. Appreciate you out there. Flutterby, what's up, Flutterby? Thank you everybody on Twitch. Thank you everybody on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Really good. That's where we watch. It means a lot. It means a lot. It really does. I think anybody watching on it, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Complete and total waste. Completely. What are you gonna tell them to do their fucking job?
Tell the director to call the White House. Do your fucking job!
Not tell them to go fuck.
Go fuck yourself.
I am the chosen one. To officially name the undisputed. When did this come out?
He says rectum damn near killed him.
Oh, get those lights off! Off! Turn them off, they're too bright, turn them off! Call them dumps, big massive dumps.
Referred to my hands. If they're small, something else must be small.
Later, Chris. Thank you, guys. Bye, Jess. Bye, Danny. Oh, the movie was Coco?